goes on after midnight on the ship? Demon time. And the last thing you want to happen is a light shining in your hiding place. Now, as a leader with female sailors, you never want it to be your sailor that gets caught doing something they're not supposed to be doing. Because the first thing that's going to happen, especially as junior sailors, word is going to spread. And now you have a recipe for harassment and disaster. This has nothing to do with the story, except the fact I couldn't stand LA. Somebody said I was mad because he took my chick. Not exactly. But if he would have, it wouldn't have been the first time, and it's damn show not the last. Hi, I'm your narrator DJ U-KNO, and welcome back to episode 4, part 2 of Spill Drinks on Deck. For more content like this, hit that subscribe button. But first, ladies and gentlemen, let's cut to the chase. When a man loves a woman, play my theme music, man. When you have been claimed on the ship, you'll let the world know. And during the deployment, it's not hard to figure out who you with. It's the pride in his walk, the swagger in his step, the head held high, chin up, and the feeling like no one can touch you. LA had all of that. Girls naturally drifted towards him because of his charismatic smile, his southern lingo, dreamy eyes, and I'm like, you ugly. You your daddy's son. Hey, like, what are they seeing you? This was mainly because all the chicks that I even tried to get with, he was already talking to. First, there was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Alicia. All the finest chicks he managed to either have a close relationship with or had relations with. And it's even crazier because all the finest chicks ended up getting sick off the ship. Why? Well, let's do a rundown. Brenda, Letitia, and Linda were all pregnant by the same person. Not LA. Disaster. Felicia got pregnant by a deployment boyfriend. Linda was a pregnancy scare. She was late, and I don't even know why they came and told me, but Felicia and her deployment boyfriend, who I'm going to call Crimson, were stressed as hell, mainly because Crimson was still married. And even though I know he didn't want to be with his wife, and then they found out some disturbing news and information that I'm not cleared to talk about yet, but when I am, I'm gonna write about it. You're gonna catch it here first. Spill Drinks. Alicia was the final straw though. The captain was like, we haven't pulled into port for all these pregnancies to be even happening in the middle of deployment. So, since everybody want to get pregnant, the next one who gets pregnant would be administratively separated. Oh no. So, if you're following the story, I'm on my way to eat. It's dinner time, and at certain times of the day, the hallways or the P-ways become dim. So as I'm walking with my crew, I look over to the left, and I see LA in conversation. I see a short, little, fit little son talking to him. And immediately I was like, DJ Khaled, another one. He looked at me, I looked at him, he looked at me, I looked at him. And she turned to see what the distraction is. This is a slow ass pass too, I ain't even finna lie to you. So she turns and I see her, it's goddamn Brian. I'm like, no. Now I can't be mad because I got a little yad, and my little yad don't play about me. You wanna see a poodle turn vicious? Play with her man, and you gonna find out. So I gotta be discreet, cause if my little yad seen me trying to save her, she done for, and I couldn't lose her like that. Sometimes the leap isn't worth the faith you have in it. That's a word. Sometimes you have to push people face first off the cliff with no bungee cord and no safety harness to protect them from the enemy. Brown had a chance or a better chance surviving that fall than surviving LA. I'm like, damn, she just checked on board and not even a month. She already got him. So what do? Commence player hating. This is the only educational plan that I have a degree in. She walks in the office at 12:40 in the morning. First of all, why are you up this late? And second of all, where you been at? She gonna talk about some, I've been doing training for my pen. I'm like, hey, you might want to be careful, because he effing with everybody, boys and girls. She gonna talk about some who. I'm like, you know who. She gonna say, hell nah, I ain't messing with him. You know he got all the women, right? I'm like, okay, I'm just saying. I wanted to make sure, because I know you talked about getting off the ship, and this was a surefire way, because he definitely gonna properly relieve you. She gonna talk about some, boy, stop. He can't handle all this. I had him sucking his thumb. Now, hold up. There gotta be some old folks saying right there. I don't remember not one chick having me ever in life sucking my thumb. Anyway, so fast forward. It's time to return home after 10 and a half months of being at sea. It was supposed to have been one of those great days, right? I'm dressed in my whites, getting ready to pull in. You know what I'm saying? My ex-girlfriend had my car, and she is now waiting for me on the pier. But remember, I had my little yeah, so I couldn't let them be. And my ex was a sniper in the army. So before we have an OJ in the cold moment, I'd rather be Stevie Wonder and play like I don't see shit. So I'm sitting at my desk, waiting to go to my station where I'm gonna be standing at, letting that stank ass Virginia air violate my nose hairs. And guess who walks in? Brown. Brown walks in, I'm like, what's up with you, bro? What's good? You know what I'm saying? She says, I need my paperwork to get off this joint. I'm like, what? What? And she slides this paper across my desk. It's folded up nicely, neat, maybe even had a bow on it. I'm like, what it is? So I open the letter and I see her name at the top. Brown, currently 5 weeks pregnant. My eyes bulged and I instantly started laughing. Not at her, but sometimes when you have goals, you gotta make them happen. And she had one of the most simplest goals ever, to not be on this ship by any means necessary. So, if we look at the full story, this was an excellent execution in planning and patience. Phase 1, infiltration and asset recruitment. She knew she didn't want to be on the ship, and since LA was messing with everybody, he was an easy target. Phase 2, covert action and preparation. No one knew what was going on because the intel was sealed tight and there was no surveillance. Phase 3, execution. The tactical advantage was maximized. Only during the last days of deployment did she reveal to the command officials that she was pregnant. So, guess what? No trouble could be done. In phase 4, redeployment. She was no longer allowed to be on the ship because of her pregnancy. So we had to let her go. Wow. So Miss I'm not gonna mess with him, let him mess with her. And here we are. Black, sad, and pregnant. Only in the Navy. Where was the cliff when you needed it? Push her off now. All in all, I'm grateful. Cause it could have been me. I could have been using my deployment goggles and been caught up by a snatcher. Desert storm thirsty for some sailor water, only to quench my thirst. But God reminded me I don't even like kids, and she out here snatching zoos. Glory. But my soul belongs to the Almighty, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And this is the end of this story. Amen. And the doors to the cabin are open. Listen, there's someone today who hasn't subscribed to this channel and is looking for a channel to call home. I just need one person to plant this seed in their inbox. We need 100 subscribers, y'all. But I can't do it without you. Will there be one? One to share my shenanigans so we can reach our goal. Tell them, if they come, ye shall laugh. And I give thanks now for your subscription. And as we close, this has been another episode of Spilled Drinks on Deck. And until next Wednesday, dream big and be great. Baby, hand me a beer and some cognac. Where you at? Hand me a beer and some cognac from out the bar, please. Thank you.